The biting winds of Crate whipped around him, stinging his weathered face with red dust. Before Luke Skywalker stood the metallic monstrosity of the First Order siege cannon, its destructive power already evident in the cratered landscape around the Resistance base. Hope, that fragile, tenacious thing, clung to the last few desperate souls huddled within the ancient caverns. Luke knew, with the quiet certainty of one who had lived a legend, what he had to do. This was it, the final act. He walked with purpose, a calm resolve in his gaze, past the faces of those he had come to save. Poe Dameron, grim but ready. Finn, determined. Leia, his sister, a silent, profound goodbye shared in a brush of their hands. Each acknowledgement was a weight, a promise, a burden carried, and now, finally, to be set down. The air was thick with unspoken farewells, with the heavy understanding that not everyone would walk away from this fight. Yet, there was no fear in Luke's stride, only an enduring love and a quiet, profound acceptance. As he reached the opening of the base, the harsh light of the Crate plains spilling in, he paused, just for a moment. He didn't turn back fully, but rather angled his head slightly, a subtle shift of his body. And there, standing among the Resistance fighters, as he had for decades, was C-3PO. The gold gleamed dully in the low light, a familiar beacon of protocol and fussy concern. For a beat, there was only silence. Not the silence of a quiet room, but the pregnant hush of a universe holding its breath. Luke didn't speak. He didn't need to. Words would have been too small, too inadequate for the span of their shared existence. Instead, Luke Skywalker, the farm boy who had dreamed of adventure, the Jedi Master who had faced down an empire, simply turned his head, met the photoreceptors of his oldest droid companion, and offered a soft, knowing wink. It was an exchange that lasted only a fraction of a second, yet it spanned a lifetime. C-3PO, ever the meticulous one, processed the input. His head tilted almost imperceptibly. A moment later, his formal, modulated voice, a sound so deeply ingrained in the fabric of their shared history, replied with the only words that could acknowledge such a profound, unspoken gesture: Master Luke. That wasn't just a protocol droid acknowledging his owner. That was a friend, a witness, a constant presence through decades of galactic upheaval, responding to a final, silent farewell. Think about it. This was the droid who had carried the desperate message from Princess Leia, the very message that had set Luke on his path, transforming him from a Tatooine farm boy into a hero. C-3PO had been there for the dusty suns of Tatooine, the claustrophobic corridors of the Death Star, the icy expanse of Hoth, the dark forests of Endor, and now the stark, red-dusted plains of Crate. He had borne witness to Luke's youthful idealism, his struggles, his triumphs, and ultimately, his burdens. This brief, wordless exchange was filled with the weight of all those years, all those shared moments, all the danger and adventure they had navigated side by side. It was a recognition of their unique bond, forged not in combat or grand strategy, but in the mundane and the extraordinary, in the quiet spaces between galactic events where true friendship blossoms. It was a thank you, a goodbye, and an assurance, an acknowledgement that the journey had been long, the fight necessary, and the sacrifice, now imminent, understood. In a franchise often defined by epic battles and soaring pronouncements, this small, understated moment shines. It doesn't rely on explosive action or dramatic dialogue. Instead, it leverages decades of character history, allowing the audience to fill in the vast emotional landscape implied by that single wink. It reminds us that even at the precipice of legend, even when facing down an entire army, the most powerful moments can be the most personal, the most quiet. It speaks to the deep, often unarticulated affection that forms between companions on a long journey, a mutual respect and love that transcends the boundaries of flesh and circuit board. And then, as quickly as it came, the moment was gone. Luke turned, his silhouette outlined against the stark white of the salt flats, and walked out to face the First Order, an icon of hope stepping into his final legend. But that fleeting exchange with C-3PO remained, a quiet testament to a friendship that endured, a lifetime of shared memories encapsulated in a single, silent wink. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the most resonant goodbyes are not spoken, but felt deep within the shared history of two souls. What moments in Star Wars, or any story, have resonated with you in their quiet intensity? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this reflection, please consider subscribing or following for more deep dives into the stories that move us. Until next time, may the Force be with you.